Technology Tuesdays. Hi, welcome to the Froggy Five. I'm your host, Jim Freilich, founder and managing member of Froggy Companies. And today I'm super excited to be interviewing Andrew Campbell from Wildhorn Capital. I want to shift gears and ask you, with all this amazing portfolio you guys have put together and all the deals you go through, my question's about technology. Do you guys use anything special on the technology front? Are you shifting to any crazy technology, or do you see some kind of technology besides ChatGPT? You can mention it. Besides that, like something changing, the future of real estate.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's so many ways you can answer that question and think about it. And in our business, again, I'd say we're an operator. So we could talk about the way that technology is impacting the operations and just the asset and the user experience as a resident. We could talk through the acquisitions and sort of the way people are tracking deals and you're leasing them and things. But I think I'll start and I'll say, I think one of the things that I have a lot of comfort in when you think about technology and, Chat GPT and AI, and that's kind of everybody's question right now, like what does that disrupt in the future? And, are you going to need a lawyer in the future? And how does that business model, like, to me, that seems to be an industry that could be at a bit of a crossroads. Maybe it needs to be a bit of like, hey, I'd love to pay you for your strategic advice and thinking on a legal matter as a lawyer. Do I want to pay you for your, $800 an hour to write this simple contract if that can be done by an AI? Residential real estate it feels insulated from that some. And again, back to, beginning, I said, everybody needs a roof over their head. Conversations about future of work and are you working from home and what's the future of office look like? And there was all this consternation about retail a few years ago, and Amazon's taking all the retail. Well, retail's bounced back pretty well, but like housing, the model might shift slightly, that, it's floor plate preferences and amenities shift. And does somebody want, 2,200 square feet instead of 1,500, or do you have a centralized kitchen and kind of a communal building? I mean, there's some different unique concepts out there, but at the end of the day, you still need a private shared place for you and your family to reside. And that fundamental shift isn't going to change, I don't think. So I think from a technology standpoint, I don't lose sleep about, our business is going to go away based on technology. And then you look at like the impacts it could have and certainly smart home features and kind of the way that people are able to live and use all the connected features. I mean, we're building a build to rent project that I think you know about, and we're building all of that in. So those residents will have a doorbell and a thermostat and a front door lock and a garage door opener. It's all going to be on one single app, and we can create and provide that user experience for them. It also creates a lot of management benefits for us, because now when a winter freeze comes, which we've had one event each of the last 3 or 4 years, we can, raise up all the temperatures so we can keep our pipes from freezing, and we could manage, things like that don't have to go change the key locks every time. So there are operational benefits from a technology standpoint. You also look at like leasing, and I think AI is definitely, there's a lot of AI tools right now that are helping set up leasing. And you go on a website or you call the apartment and you're talking to an AI that's helping you answer questions, set up appointments. We've had a lot of leasing folks that are saying, "Oh man, whatever the name of the product is, she's amazing." And I walked in, I had 8 tours scheduled for today that, man, a human didn't have to interact with that at all. It's great for us, lowers payroll, makes them very efficient, because, hey, my time in the office, like the sort of pre-vetting work's already been done. So I think there's a lot of elements where it will impact, operationally, helping us lease. There's an AI for work orders now, and kind of eliminate some of the easy troubleshooting things that, if you got a disposal that's, hey, have you pressed the reset button? Like, that doesn't need to be a work order that somebody's got to come check on. So I think on a host of those factors, it will impact things kind of just in a routine business, but I don't think it is going to disrupt in have an industry go away, like you've seen it attack so many industries and businesses. We're like, oh my gosh, we no longer need this. Taxi drivers, technology, Uber totally disrupted that. They're not necessary anymore. That's not going to be the case for residential housing. You're always going to need a place to live.
Absolutely. Well, great examples. Great examples. Yeah, I have a family member who is a lawyer, has a successful law firm in the Northeast, and we were talking about this a few months back, and he was saying that it was a little nervous because a lot of the legal stuff is research, and that's their bread and butter. But then they did have, for better or worse, there was a big case where a firm came up and they used AI to generate some kind of brief, and it had a huge mistake. It was small, but it was a huge mistake, and it became a big deal. And he was like, "Oh, that'll probably set back AI, 5 to 10 years. So I'm good for now," in terms of people like over relying on it, right?
Sure.
Well, we had those challenges in the military. We did a lot of automatic target queuing and target recognition, and we used to go over that for a couple decades. I worked with technology, and that was always the thing. Is like, okay, we want it to be assisted, but at some point, you certainly don't want the robots pushing the buttons for kinetic operations, right? Or telling somebody where to go and what to do. But these other tasks you're talking about, like prop tech areas, the management, the smart systems, those are great examples you give. And I'll look forward to offline talking to you about some of the ones that you've implemented. The 8 leases there, that's amazing. I've just named my first AI assistant last week. I was working with a company. They told me I had to name an AI assistant. So I was like, well, call him Froggy. That's my brand, Froggy. And they're like, no, it needs to be this. Some people use celebrities or whatever. So I spent like 10 minutes naming my AI assistant, which I think her name is like Olive Rockefeller or something. It was like, it meant to convey something nice on one end, meant to convey money and power on the other side or something.
Yeah.
So I'm glad your AI assistant's lining up leases for you. Hey, thanks for having me on. If anybody else wants to find out more about what we're doing, please come to froggycompanies.com. Check out our 3 different business areas. We also have the Froggy Fund 1 that's now open for up to $18 million. We're going to be investing that $18 million across a diverse number of assets, cash flowing and ground up. And I'm really excited about this fund and really confident that we can outperform most of the other people out there in terms of what we invest in and how we do our due diligence and the type of partners we put together. So it's great talking to you, and see you next time.